Hey there, YouTube. It's G again, and I just got back from the hospital after having my gastric sleeve. It actually went and felt a lot better than I expected. So, I know a lot of people whose videos I've watched who said, that day of or day after the procedure, you almost universally hate yourself, hate the decision you make, and instantly regret it. And I never really felt that way. I mean, yeah, there was some pain and a lot of discomfort, and I was out of it and groggy and heavily sedated and drugged up, but I felt pretty good. Today is Thursday. I went in on Tuesday, the 19th, and I gotta say, so when on Monday I called ahead to get the time, and they told me that I had to be there at six in the morning for a 7:30 procedure. That's when it all started getting really real, and I started freaking out a little bit, maybe a lot, and I got pretty anxious. Um, my wife sort of grounded me a little bit, but and then it was we had sort of a weird storm here in the Northeast on Tuesday morning, so we had to leave the house really early and sort of drive carefully. The streets hadn't been plowed, and just sort of just heightened the anxiety and the sort of stress that I was feeling. And by the time we got to the hospital, there weren't a whole lot of people there because it was so early. We got there uh, literally like 5 minutes past 6, and I registered. I went into sort of the surgical area where to put me back. I sort of undressed and got into those gowns, and then I sort of lay there answering some questions for the nurse, who then tried to create an IV, sort of set up an IV. And I guess I was a little dehydrated because she had a tough time sort of finding a vein. But once she called over another nurse, she found that no problem. Um, and I remember at that point I was pretty anxious. All I really wanted was to get to a point where they give you the sedative that just sort of calms you down. I was really looking forward to that because I was definitely feeling a little stressed. But it was all great. I met the anesthesiologist and there was a physician's assistant. I mean, this was just a great team. This was at the Brigham and Women's Faulkner in Boston, in Jamaica Plain, and I must say they took really really good care of me. I'll be honest with you. Once they put the IV in me, and once they sort of they gave me some injections. I think one was heparin and some other things. I remember being started to be wheeled out of that room. I remember saying goodbye to my wife, and I don't remember anything after that. And I guess when I came to, I was a little resistant. I tried to get up or something. I guess it's pretty common. I do remember sort of waking up and being in pain, and they just sort of gave me a bunch of pain medication, and then I sort of felt good again. Um, and the cool thing at the Faulkner Hospital is that everybody has a single recovery room, which was one of the decisions, one of the reasons why I wanted to be there because um, I just think it's a lot more conducive if you can have your own room. I was there for 2 nights, and I tell you from day to day, how I felt, just feeling better was just amazing. So, from the day of the surgery, where pretty much all you can consume is like some ice chips or something, and I was in pain and especially in the incision areas, and you definitely don't trust yourself getting out of the bed. I had a catheter, so certainly you're not thinking going to the bathroom or anything. You're just trying to, find a comfortable position. Didn't sleep much the first night. The second day, started feeling a lot better. Was able to do a lot more walking, and I was able to actually relax a little better, take some naps. And that night, which was last night, I actually got a good amount of sleep, maybe 4 or 5 hours. And mind you, the nurses come in and they have to give you some more heparin shots and check your vital signs and all these things. So even with them sort of waking me up a few times in the night, I still felt like I got a decent amount of sleep, and I was pretty well rested by this morning. And today I felt great. Yeah, I could still feel some tension on the sutures. I could still, definitely there was a little discomfort, but a lot better, sort of leaps and bounds better than I had the first couple of days, which were still, even those first 2 days were still a lot better than I expected based on some of the stories that I've been hearing from folks who've gone there before me. Um, the day after the procedure on Wednesday, even though technically I was in the stage 1 diet, which is just liquids, my particular doctor, he just wanted me to have water. So no jello, no broth, none of these things, but straight up water. And he just wanted me to just slowly consume sort of these little 1 ounce cups worth of water, one an hour. And I didn't have a problem with that. My stomach didn't have any issues with that. And today was when I started on the stage 2, and they provided me the carnation milk-based protein, and that went down with no problem. The only thing I must say that kind of sucks is that a lot of my medication, the blood pressure medication, or the cholesterol medication, it has to be crushed and put in these things, and that tastes awful. And getting that taste out of your mouth isn't particularly easy. So that's probably the thing that I'm least looking forward to is taking a medication. Although my blood pressure, for example, does seem a lot lower, and whether that's part of the other medication I was getting or just just the weight I lost during the pre-op diet definitely helped stabilize my blood pressure. I came home today and I felt good. I got a bunch of sort of medications, everything from a liquid painkiller, it's looks like one of these things. It's basically like a liquid lidocaine or something, or something. I'm not even sure. Not lidocaine, but maybe sort of oxycodone or something. And I got some medication if I feel nauseous to help against that. Some other prescriptions for some iron and some other things, and all in all, I do feel pretty good. The lingering thing is just the sort of the tension you feel on the sutures. So I'm going to take it easy. Doctor recommended just don't overexert yourself. I do find that probably because of the surgery and everything, even just walking a couple of laps up and down the hallway at the hospital did tire me out, and sort of almost put me right out to sleep. So. And I was told that's to be expected. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be on the stage 2 diet for 2 weeks. I know that some people only have to do it for 1 week. My doctor wants it for 2, so it'll be a whole bunch of protein shakes and liquids and broths for the next 2 weeks, and I'm actually kind of okay with that because I tell you, you don't want to. I don't want to test my stomach out too much while it's sort of still new. It's. I realize I look the same on the outside, but on the inside, the plumbing is all different, and I still have a lot of learning to do about how to work that plumbing and how it's going to react and respond and some of these other things. But to those of you who are about to go through the procedure, what I want to let you know is really don't worry about it. It's going to be a lot better than you expect, I hope, as it was for me. And certainly, if you're in the Boston area and you're considering where to go, the Brigham Women's crew and sort of the Faulkner Hospital, the nurses, the surgeons, Dr. Shakura, who was my surgeon, and sort of his team of residents were just amazing. I really can't speak highly enough of them. They were all they're all great, and they took fantastic care of me. And I can't say enough good stuff about them. So. I'll probably put together another video in the next few days once I sort of settled in at home. But I wanted to get something out there quickly just to share with you my experience at the hospital. Bye, everyone.